Is there hope for us, or how do we change the trajectory of having an impact as immigrants here in Canada? And these changes that we're talking about must affect you and I positively, without discrimination, without racism, without someone looking at your color and saying, where are you from? Or saying that you have an accent. Then we come to this Canada, the land that looks greener, the land that looks milky. You even feel Canada is heaven. But don't forget that even here in Canada, Canada's economy can be better. We need immigrants to take positions in authority. We need to run for political offices if we can, if we have the flair for it. We need to step out of our comfort zone as immigrants. So the onus lies on us as immigrants. Is there a part that we need to play here to be able to make a change? You're welcome to my channel. Have you ever wondered if, as an immigrant, you have a say in how things shape itself here in Canada? Or are we still in the status quo of the complaints we have had from our home country and then come back here and just settle for less? Most of us as immigrants that have moved from our home country have either moved because of economic reasons, political reasons. Probably we have lack of good infrastructure, education has been going down the drain, we've not been able to have good education for our children, and so many things that have actually made us move to Canada. And then we come to this Canada, the land that looks greener, the land that looks milky, and we are bound by everything it throws at us. We are forced to start from the very low states, far from where we used to be from our home country. And we are juggling, kind of contesting a lot of things with the Canadians that are here. But don't let us forget that Canada itself is a country that almost everyone that has moved to Canada has been an immigrant. And those that have claimed right of ownership of Canada has not really been the owners of this land. We know the true owners, like the Métis, the Inuits, and all those categories of people. Their lands have been taken away from them, and that's why there's always land acknowledgement in most of the things that Canada does. Whether you're even in your workplaces, sometimes they have to recognize the owners of this land. So how did that shift happen in such a way that those that now call themselves Canadians have taken the ownership or the right to dictate the pace for other immigrants, and then put some other people at the back burner like you and I? Is there hope for us, or how do we change the trajectory of having an impact as immigrants here in Canada? There are so many ways, but if we are stuck with the past, come to Canada and just come for greener pastures, or feel that because we've come from a less privileged country or a society whereby things are not working like we desire, and we move to Canada and feel that things are going to be greener, things are going to work in our favor, or you even feel Canada is heaven in such a way that you feel that everything that you desire you will find here, then we all have work to do, because there's so much that we expect and that we now see as reality here in Canada. So the onus lies on us as immigrants. Is there a part that we need to play here to be able to make a change for other immigrants that are coming behind, or for us that are here already? Change that will make us be able to step on those grounds that we desire even from the get-go. Changes that will make us be able to step into political spaces and then make decisions that favor everyone, not just immigrants also, but favors everyone in totality, so that no sect is relegated from another. We need to learn to continue to build community impact. We need to continue to engage with our society, our community. We need to run for political offices if we can, if we have the flair for it. I know that some immigrants actually desire to do that in their home country, but they are limited because of so many things. Some things could be related to the powers or the forces or even the political parties that are in power, because they have the power to be able to dictate and make things happen in their favor. So they just feel, if I step into power, what impact can I make, or how can I even get there in the first place? Some people, youths particularly, have ventured into politics, but they are godfathers, they are people that have taken the charge, that have not let them go beyond a particular grassroots level. So they feel that, let me just move, and go to Canada or the other advanced countries and live my life jeje, so that at least let's leave the country to those that want to govern it their own way. But don't forget that even here in Canada, Canada's economy can be better. It is not the best on its own. There are so many political parties here and there that changes hands, and then there are other political parties that complain about what the reigning political party is offering to the citizens. I know right now the political party in office is being queried because of the massive number of immigrants that they have let into Canada. Have you heard Canadians, and I'm using Canadians lightly because, like I said, we are all immigrants. Have you heard them say that, what are you guys doing here as immigrants, or why have you come to Canada as immigrants? Who told you Canada needs you, or who told you that there's opportunities for you here in Canada? And that's why all the complaints that we always mention as immigrants here, like racism or discrimination and other vices like that, happen to us as immigrants. But the bottom line is that we need to get engaged. We need to step out of our comfort zone as immigrants. We need to come out and also move into those political spaces if we have the mind to make a change. Like, most of us sit down in our corners in our home. Like I always will say about those that watch football, those that love, they sit in their corners when they are watching those football matches, and they always will complain, why didn't you play this way, or why did you pass to this person? And if you put them on the field, they probably won't do any better. So the bottom line is that we should halt or stop complaining, and let's step into that space and make a change. Any society will be better when there are people that are ready to make that change. So we need to be able to find spaces where we can start. It could be volunteering to make a change. It could be vying for the office of in the political space to make a change. It could be even in our communities. Whatever we can do that will make a change, we need to step into those zones, and those are the ways that we can have a say in this society, Canada. We can also, like, I love immigrants, I talk about this a lot, that immigrants are also trying to put in their quota in the economic space by being entrepreneurs, and this is also one way in which we can have a say by venturing into businesses, changing the trajectory of how businesses run. Yeah, there are rules and regulations to businesses here in Canada. It's even very good because I love the way they put things in place, so it helps people stay on track, so you are not violating any rules, or you are not doing any shady businesses that is not acceptable here. But the main thing is for you to venture into businesses, and as you begin to put in your own quota, you employ labor, you hire people, you pay wages. All of this goes into building the economy of Canada, but also helps to shape the entire society. So if you are not volunteering, if you are not vying for office, you can participate in your local events. Whatever you can do, everything is important for you from whatever grassroots level. And everybody won't become a minister or become maybe the president of a country or whatever, but from that little corner that you begin to make a change, that little corner that you begin to make things work, even from your home front, from your workplace. You are a leader in your workplace, you are maybe a manager there, or someone that has teams that report to you. How are you making a change? How are you making a difference? You need to start from that. Everybody has their own grassroots level. Everybody has their own cocoon where they can make a change. What change are you making? And that change will begin to trickle in every sector and be able to help immigrants to be able to stand out in Canada. Discrimination against immigrants one to another is not acceptable, because if you begin to do that, then you are not in any way contributing to this economy that we're talking about. The question goes back to you to reevaluate yourself. How are you contributing to the economy? And that's how you'll be able to have a say. Immigrants right now have started holding meaningful offices whereby they can make a change. So what are your plans, or what are your future ambitions here in Canada? Do you decide or want to continue to work in that low estate that you are, or you want to begin to venture into bigger positions whereby you will be able to make a change? And these changes that we're talking about must affect you and I positively, without discrimination, without racism, without someone looking at your color and saying, where are you from, or saying that you have an accent. It should be something that cuts across every race, every tribe, every country, so that everyone is equal under the law. So we need to be able to start doing this as immigrants, and that is how we can make an impact in a society like this. It might still take us many years to come, but are we willing to make that meaningful change day after day, week after week, in our places of work, in whatever space that we find ourselves? Are we willing to make that change? And that's how Canada will become a society that embraces everyone really and truly, because that's what the Canada dream is for us, not the other way around. Earlier I spoke about holding political office, and this also goes to when you begin to vote as immigrants. When you are now citizens and you have capacity to vote, who are you voting for? Are you discriminating? And I'm not saying vote for your fellow country person because he's from your country, but it could be an immigrant from India, it could be an immigrant from Pakistan, it could be a Bangladesh. But as long as the person represents you truly in this society, and you can vouch for the values that they bring to the table, then why not vote for them? Everybody cannot be a Canadian, and I put a Canadian in quote because, I'm saying those that have taken the land, or those that have claimed that Canada is their own right, they cannot always be the one in the office. We need immigrants to take the fall. We need immigrants to take positions in authority, to be able to have a say, to be able to help other immigrants feel at home in a place like this. We're talking about a place where culture, various kinds of culture, are embraced truly and truly. Everybody's community, wherever you have come from, is recognized. Maybe there will be a cultural day or a holiday where they say this is Immigrants Cultural Day, for instance, where everyone can come out in their own attire, everyone can come out to represent the country that they've come out from. But this is just to embrace oneness as immigrants here in Canada. And your voice will count, because if you get to those positions whereby you'll be able to make these changes, then it will be better for you and I as immigrants to be able to feel more at home in a place like this. So let's continue to advocate for change. Let's continue to make that change. Let's continue to support ourselves as immigrants. Let us continue to be our brother's keeper as immigrants, because immigrants are going to take the fall here in Canada, and we're going to be able to make that change that we so desire here in this land. Tell me in the comment section how you can make a change if you were to get to a particular office, big office, small office. How or what change would you be able to make? If this has helped you or made you think about how you can better make an impact here as immigrants, leave a comment in the comment section, and let's catch up in another vlog. Thanks for watching. Bye.